Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Finger Guns Podcast with Tony David James. I am your tabletop host, Jimmy, and I'm here with
Big T Tony B.
Yeah, and
Extremely sore Dave Baldwin.
why?
Well, I took a tumble the other day in my hammock. And,
Was it a tumble, or did the hammock just fall out from underneath you?
It fell out from underneath me.
Yeah.
And that was painful. And yeah, I guess I just haven't been sleeping right. So my back is entirely fucked right now.
You know what you need?
A better strength Robaxa set.
Yes, yes. Extra strength, 110%, rhinoceros size.
Yeah, it needs to be like rhinoceros tranquilizer size because whatever I have, not doing it.
Hey, if you get some black market tranks, call me.
I will.
I want to experience what a black market tranquilizer does.
I will most certainly call you. Hopefully, I don't get any oxy because.
Nah,
wanna
it'll just
sell-
be an
I don't wanna
entire
s-
bag of fentanyl, Dave.
I don't want to sell all my shit. I want to sell my shit. Maybe.
Just to feed your new oxy habit.
Yeah.
Oh God. And you could, with the amount of Blu-rays you have,
That's what I'm
You
saying.
could.
I don't want to do it.
You
'cause
could-
I got the
could
stuff
feed
to
the beast.
sell.
This is dark.
I got the stuff to sell. Speaking of dark, have you guys been keeping up with Rick and Morty?
No,
I only saw the first episode.
Oh, boys.
This is
Oh,
dark?
boys. It gets bleak.
Oh, good.
The last episode was an entire episode about the Easter Bunny and the Catholic Church.
Oh God.
It's, Kevin Smith would be proud.
And there's some.
God.
They're 3 deep now.
There is literally Cronenbergian elements to it.
Cronenberg's back.
Like there's a full blown Cronenberg element where I was just like, yes.
I love this.
You guys
So
gotta watch
Rick and Morty's going back to basics.
I love
it.
this.
Yeah.
I love this.
The entire season has been hit and miss, but this episode was
Particularly good.
particularly good.
All
3
right.
Mm-hmm.
episothat right?
I think it's on 4.
On 4.
I think that was the first.
I laughed my ass off during the opener.
Which one was the opener?
The one where they're like stuck in the Matrix because they like took like
Oh,
Rick's
yeah.
spoon or something. I don't know.
Yeah, when they're stuck in the Matrix. That
Yeah.
one's funny. Then there's one with Space Beth. And then the last one was Council of Rick's and Morty's thing.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
gotta get back on the Rick and Morty train.
Yeah, you should get back on the Rick and Morty train. There's some good shit going on.
That's
But yeah,
fair.
the last episode was muy caliente.
Nice.
And we'll get all our listeners back on our train.
Yes.
Let's talk about some movies. So we're going to do something a little bit different because we had the privilege of covering the Tribeca Film Festival again.
Yes.
Or
Big ups to Tribeca.
Yes.
3rd year in a row.
Love
Appreciate them.
love them letting us fuck around and watch movies for them.
Yeah,
with them.
absolutely.
It's always a
And,
good time.
One day we'll just make the trek to Tribeca.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Not right now.
Not right now.
The
Right
climate's not correct for that.
now.
I refuse. But we did get to watch a whole bunch of movies. But before we get into that, we got a couple of screeners. We got a little bit of Shudder and spooky time. So, Tony, what do you want to start with? Do you want to start with screeners or Shudder?
Yeah, let's get a little spook.
Ooh, I like this for us.
Evil lurking deep inside, its darkness knows no limit. So listen closely if you dare. This is the Shudder Minute.
So, Tony,
Just when you thought it was safe to go back to Grandma's house,
I never thought it was.
it's
All of my grandparents are dead. I don't want to go back there.
well, Japan. Japan just proved that it's not safe to go back to
Oh,
Grandma's
God.
house because
Japanese horror.
Yeah, this week I got best wishes to all.
Oh.
Just-
Spooky.
And to all a good night.
And yeah, I'd say that.
It's funny you talk about grandma's house because Alyssa's grandmother has a house that it would be perfect for a slasher movie or some sort of horror themed film.
Really?
And I'm pretty sure I may have convinced them to let me film something.
Nice.
Tony, get writing that slasher.
Well,
We have a location scout done.
Pretty much writes itself. Like I got friends in Brantford, and they have like a trap door in their bathroom.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
Dude, you're literally on the toilet, and you look on your right hand side, and there's a trap door, and it goes to like a concrete basement.
Perfect.
And like you like peek around the corner, and it just leads down this like dark hallway, but like there's no cement; it's just dirt.
Oh,
They're like, Tony, why don't you go down there? I was like, nah, I've seen that movie before.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm gonna go back up.
My
the stairs.
ex had one of those in her basement that just went into dirt, and I was like, this is alarming.
that ain't right.
I don't like this.
That ain't right.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
I started to get my phone light out, and I was just like, wait. I've seen this movie. This is definitely how Barbarian started. I'm gonna go back upstairs.
Yeah. Stay out of the creepy hole in the basement.
Yeah.
Can we just admire the bit in Barbarian, which we wouldn't have laughed at when we were younger, but now I can't stop laughing at, is when he realizes he has the extra room, so he brings out the tape measure to check how much more square footage he has.
Yeah.
So he
Excellent.
can sell the house.
Oh,
Excellent.
And I'm just like, Justin Long, Scream Queen, I feel you. I see you.
Yeah.
Most certainly.
Update the real estate listing. We're good.
I see you. Don't be alarmed that there's this extra space that you didn't know about.
With like a metal frame bed in there, and that's it.
Just be excited that you have some additional square footage.
Yeah.
Tony, Horror.
Sorry.
So I'm going to be super vague because saying anything more than what I'm going to say will spoil the entire movie.
Okay.
It's about a girl. She goes to visit her parent, or not her
grandparents.
her grandparents in the countryside.
Yeah.
And finds out that her grandparents are not what she thought they would be.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So now
it is a very brisk hour and 25 minutes.
Oh, I love this. I love this.
It has some images and some situations that you cannot unsee.
Is it goopy?
Okay.
It is not goopy, but it's like your eyes just like widen, and then your jaw starts to get agape, and then it just gets, by the time it gets to the end, you're just like, well,
well,
I'm
hit your knees.
So
Forgot something in my car.
Right.
So is this a filmmaker that doesn't need to talk to the Argentinians again?
No, definitely not. To be perfectly honest with you, I wanted it to be a little bit more brutal. So it doesn't go to like brutal places, but it does have some very interesting imagery, and it goes to some interesting places. I would recommend it. It's not the greatest movie. It kind of lost me in the back half.
Sure.
But like as soon as it gets to like the last, I would say 20 minutes, then it's just like, okay, fucking game on. Let's go.
Right.
But there's some reveals in there that are definitely just like, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Cool.
I would say it is one of the better ones that Shudder has put out this year.
Nice.
I love when I hear that.
Yeah, of course.
Do we still use the 0 to nocebo scale?
Oh, this is nowhere close to Nocebo.
Okay.
I found out that a movie I just watched was directed by the guy who did Nocebo.
Yeah.
Was it good?
No, dude, it
It was something.
The Surfer.
Oh,
It was directed by the guy who did Nocebo.
Oh, that's sick.
I'm watching this movie and I was like, this kind of seems like Nocebo.
Yeah,
And then I looked it up
yeah.
and I was like, yep, I don't know how Dave overlooked this.
Yeah. Wow.
but yeah.
Hardcore.
Yeah, very hardcore.
Best wishes to all. Definitely seek it out if you're into Japanese horror movies.
I am. I
yeah.
will.
It's one that will stick with you.
If you like horror and you don't like Japanese horror, then why are you?
What are we
Why do you
talking
like
about?
horror?
Exactly.
Get out of
You
town.
have to.
You
go-
don't
you
like
have to.
horror.
It's a prerequisite.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Anyways, that is the Shudder 10 minutes.
And that's on Shudder now.
That is on Shudder now. That came out
Excellent.
last Friday.
All
Love it.
right.
Love it.
Friday
Love
the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Exactly.
Ooh.
Spooky.
So we got a couple screeners to talk about as well before we
do.
get into the main event.
Yes, we do.
I love that. What do you want to start with?
It's screener time. The movie's not even out yet. You cannot watch it. We'll tell you if it's any good. Screener time.
Why don't we start with?
Honestly, I forgot we had a theme song for a second.
That's why. The magic of audio is that there was a break there, and James just stared at me blankly and being like, "Why isn't he talking?" And I'm like, "Insert track here."
Yeah.
Edit this out.
Tony, why don't we talk about
the Simon West?
why don't we talk about the
there we
Simon
go.
West picture
There you
that comes out this week in theaters?
Sure.
It stars Rebel Wilson and Anna Camp and Stephen Dorff.
Stephen Dorff.
Matt Layden, I know you love your boy Stephen Dorff, so get excited.
He does.
Who else is in it? Justin Hartley from This Is Us and Tracker.
Yep.
What's that Weasley little asshole's name? He played Jimmy Olsen in Superman.
Which Superman?
The Bryan Singer one.
I know his name. Sam something.
Sam something.
We got it.
And it stars Sam something.
Sam something. Man, he's in Not Another Teen
Sam
Movie.
Huntington.
Sam Huntington.
It
Not
also-
Another Teen Movie. Friggin' fanboys.
Okay.
It also has Oscar winner Divine Joy Randolph.
Yep.
Great.
Gigi Zumbamato.
All right.
Zumbato, who I just realized is also in Pitch Perfect 2, so that's kind of fun.
And Stephanie Park, right? Am I saying that one right? She was in Joyride.
Sherry Cola.
Huh?
Sherry Cola.
Cherry Cola.
Sherry Cola, who was in Joyride.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You were thinking of Stephanie Shu.
Stephanie Shu.
Yes, no, Sherry Cola.
So Bridehard.
So Brideheart is the film we're talking about.
Simple premise, because I know Dave's just going to drone on about it, and it's like really simple. You just get right to the point.
I
Got
can
it.
tell you what this movie's about in a minute.
Have you seen Bridemaid?
I have.
You have, right?
I have.
Have you seen Die Hard?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Have you seen an espionage movie?
I've seen many.
Smash all three of those together, and you get Bridehard.
Yeah. I saw the preview for this recently as well, and I was like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah, it's probably what you think it is.
yep,
Probably
cool."
what you think
Can
it
I
is.
just say a little anecdote of how my watching experience?
I
with
love
this one?
when love when he gives
Please.
us anecdotes about,
Give me,
about his
give me exactly,
experiences.
give me your play-by-play. What
So-
happened?
I was really stoned when I watched this.
Good. That's probably
Right?
for the best.
It was probably for the best, right? And I got 40 minutes in, and then the turn happens.
Right.
The turn happens.
Yeah.
Wait, just to preference, I had not seen.
You hadn't
any
seen the trailer. Okay.
Any trailers.
Okay.
All I know is
Okay.
it's called Bridehard.
Okay. Fair
Okay.
enough.
I get in. The turn happens. The turn happens about 40 minutes into the movie.
Sure.
And I literally said out loud, and I was like, wait, it's fucking Die Hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of it's in the trailer.
Yeah.
By the way,
Right?
I watched most of the entire movie and went, I don't think I need to see this.
You really don't, because if you've seen Die Hard, you know how it ends.
Yeah, of course. With Hans Gruber falling off a building?
Not quite.
Not quite.
Well, then.
More explosions.
Sure.
Not quite. No,
And-
there's not that many explosions.
And some very, very
Hovercrafts.
hovercrafts and some
fun.
very, very TV movie like CGI.
Sure.
See, that's my problem with the film. Like, it's exactly what you expect it is, acting wise.
Yeah.
Like, it's cheesy. There's a couple of fun bits. Rebel
Sure.
Wilson's hamming it up, and instead of
I'm not the biggest fan of Rebel Wilson.
instead of
She's not anything different.
Yeah.
instead of playing up her weight, she's playing up her breasts.
Sure.
Which, good for you, Rebel Wilson.
Sure.
Proud of you, girl. Outside of that, it's exactly what you expect acting wise. Like, everybody's giving whatever they want to the film.
Yeah.
It's what you expect.
Sure.
Stephen Dorff's given an Academy Award winning performance.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Academy Award worthy performance. You're right.
Sure.
You know. Divine Joy Randolph, you're like, you just won an Oscar. Why are you here?
Yep.
Why are you here? She still owns the shit out of everything.
Of course.
But and Anna
Camp.
No, not Anna Camp. What was the other girl's name that I forgot already? Anna Chlumsky. She was in My Girl.
Yeah.
My Girl.
Yeah, she's the lead. She's my girl.
Yeah,
God,
she's the girl.
She's
the girl.
She's a sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
She's the girl.
I did not recognize
Where
her.
are his glasses?
Love it. I love it so much.
He doesn't have his glasses.
That scene gets me every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
It was on 4K. I saw it on 4K at Bay Street Video, and I was like, maybe?
No.
No.
No. It's like there's so many scenes, James, where I'm just like that looks real bad. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense why it looks that bad.
Right.
That's what I was trying to get to, was
Yeah.
that, like, movie-wise, acting-wise, it's exactly what you expect. Story-wise, it's exactly what
It's
you
a
expect.
cheesy comedy action movie.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's checking all the boxes.
It checks
Yeah.
the boxes, but it looks like dog shit.
Oh.
It looks so bad. Like Tony said, it looks like a TV movie.
Oh,
like
that's unfortunate.
Like, I understand the CGI is limited, but
yeah.
you kind of alter your film to the CGI if it's going to look that crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, straight up, it just looks bad. And then the muzzle flashes. I was talking to Tony about this the other day. The muzzle flashes look like MS Paint.
Oh.
Like
that's
something you'd see on like
unfortunate.
new grounds or new
Yeah.
gen
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
There's this scene in the movie where they're in like it's like almost like a tube thing. I won't try to give away spoilers, but
Sure.
there's this scene when they're in a tube and the tube is like a suction tube, so they like go in to like kind of like get to the other side.
Sure.
And like Anna Camp jumps on Rebel Wilson's back and they're both going through it, and you see them in the tube. And it literally looks like it's being filmed in someone's garage with a big ass fan on a potato.
Oh my god.
Like they're filming on a potato.
Yeah.
Because
The potato is the camera.
The potato is the camera because it just looks so incredibly awful. And like the director Simon West, like he gave us like such American classics like Con Air.
Sure.
Like what are you doing here, sir? How
Con Air was like almost 30 years ago.
You know what, Dave? Con Air
He's earning
is
a
a
paycheck.
He also
a
did
timeless classic.
He also did Lara Croft Tomb Raider. He did Expendables 2.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
The Mechanic.
hits.
Wild Card.
Hit after
Apparently
hit.
a lot of movies.
A lot of
with
Statham.
Statham.
Yeah.
The General's Daughter. I want to see that again.
Hit after hit
And
is
he
what
just
I'm
did
hearing.
Old Guy, which I hear is fucking awful.
But like this guy's got some decent action movies under his belt,
Sure.
right? I just don't know what the hell this is.
It just looks very cheap.
Yeah.
And especially because it's like on, like they film it on like
Private. It's like
it's
a
supposed to be
private
like a
island.
private island.
Yeah,
in,
like
yeah.
private,
Georgia.
like
Yeah.
private mansion, like on the
Sure.
on the bayou, basically, like
Kind
kind of like the
of.
swamp, like almost like a
Okay.
swamp, like the river.
Sure.
Like,
Georgia.
okay. Georgia.
It's supposed to be in Georgia, but it's a nice looking, like, set or like nice looking house.
Yeah.
They definitely had
They had
paid
the
someone.
bud-
Someone got a nice house.
Right.
The house looks great, and the outside looks great, and what they use for like decorations for the wedding type thing
Yeah.
to set it up as, because it's supposed to be the wedding's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Like, it looks great, but I just don't know why the CGI looks so bad
Oh.
and why all the action looks so bad.
That's unfortunate.
Just ugh.
Like the money definitely
Like,
went
just-
to the cast.
yeah.
Because, like there's definitely some talent behind it, right? But like
Yeah. But it's just
You would-
it's spent
you
in the wrong spot.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it was one of those movies where, like, when I saw the trailer, I was like, I don't need to see this movie. You've told me everything that's going to happen in this minute and a half trailer. There's nothing else to say, really.
Like, it's fine. Like, I wouldn't
No, but it feels like
I wouldn't run to see it.
run to see it.
This
but
feels like it should be on a streaming platform.
yeah, it seems like a
immediately.
streaming film.
Yeah,
It seems like
Definitely.
a streaming film. So it's interesting that it's going to theaters.
Yeah.
But that's Bride Hard, and that'll be in
Nice.
theaters today.
nice.
And then
So that's a not so recommendy.
that is a not so recommending.
Yeah, okay.
That's a rainy Saturday
Folding laundry,
doing
No,
the dishes.
doing the
just
dishes
in the background.
barely in the room.
in the background.
Yeah, yeah.
In the background.
All right, fair enough.
And the next one I want to talk about is not so much that. It's one of my favorite movies of the year so far. It's Celine Song's follow-up to Past Lives. It's called Materialists, and it's in theaters now. And it stars Dakota Johnson, Chris Evans, and Pedro Pascal.
Amazing.
And much like Past Lives, it's a three-way love triangle.
Sure.
where the young
She
woman-
likes them.
She does like
She
it.
likes
has
to
a
do
thing.
them. Yeah.
She has a thing. Dakota is a matchmaker. She works for a matchmaking company.
Sure.
And she kind of meets up with Pedro, and she wants him as a client, but he wants to date her. And
Right.
at the same time, Chris Evans comes back into her life, and they were dating, and they've been broken up for a while, and he's kind of a fuck up.
Sure.
And he wants to be an actor, but he's not making it. But he still loves her, and he still holds a candle for her versus Pedro, who's fucking millionaire.
Yeah.
So
Fucking
Chris Evans is
penthouse.
the bad boy. She can't quit.
Yes.
And Pedro's the new guy with big money, big deep pockets.
Yes.
Okay.
And
I'm
quite
getting it.
charming,
I'm getting it.
quite
You're painting me a
Quite
canvas.
charming.
Yeah.
Charming.
Yeah. You're painting me the canvas here.
So it kind of goes from there, and
Right.
it goes in the standard rom-com. It hits the right beats, but it also feels like a deeper exploration of love and materialism in 2025, because there's a lot kind of riding, like there's a bunch of scenes where she's interviewing clients type thing, and they're giving like their list of fucking demands for what they
Sure,
want in
sure.
a partner.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and she's at one point she's just like, you can't have it all. What are you doing? Like
Yeah,
that unicorn doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Some of it's really gross. Like I felt like I was just like, this is awful. Like,
Yeah.
Why do? What?
Tony, it was like that documentary that we watched
Yeah.
with the matchmakers in China.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's what it reminded me
Yeah.
of. Like they just like go on these tangents, and it's just like I can't believe like shit like this exists.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
just like where do you get off? Like
Yeah.
you're just like, if you want that, then like go
You're gonna have to-
go on Chat
yeah.
GPT and get Chat GPT
You're gonna need
to fucking
you need to
make it for
create.
you.
Yeah, you're gonna need to create that in a lab at this point. Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, but it felt very raw in certain parts. It felt authentic, and there were certain parts that felt deeper than your traditional rom-com, and were kind of, I guess because I'm going through some shit, that it kind of resonated with me pretty
Sure,
deeply. I was
sure.
told during the screening, I went to a screening of it, and I was told during a screening there were certain parts where they could hear my breath changing,
Oh wow!
that they could see that I was just like
Really, really going through something.
really invested in what was happening.
Yeah. Fair.
And I cried. I
Yeah.
definitely cried because I'm a softie.
That's okay. It's
And,
okay to cry.
I do like my coming of age films.
You do. You do.
And usually it's teenage coming of age, but this was more 30-something coming of age.
Yeah.
And,
This one hit a little deeper for Dave.
this one hit very
Well, it
deep for me.
happens.
Did you? I doubt you felt the same way as I did.
I most certainly did not.
Yeah, of course not.
Selena's song, man. Like
Celine.
Celine song. Yeah, she let me down again.
You didn't like Past Lives.
You didn't like Past Lives?
Here's the thing. I wanted to adore Past Lives,
Mm-hmm.
and I just,
You went in with
liked it.
expectations of really falling in love with Past Lives. Then.
of course.
So did
It
you
was
set
overly-
yourself up for failure?
You did, really.
No, I did. No, I didn't. Don't think I did, because I'm just like, okay, like I'm gonna give her another shot.
Sure.
And what really killed it for me, and Dave's gonna jump down my throat as soon as I say it.
Hmm.
What really killed it for me was Dakota Johnson. She
Really?
was definitely miscasted in this role. Celine Song did a lot of, like, she loves her long takes,
Yes.
and she loves like just staying on the person as
Yes.
they're like talking, as their facial expressions. And Greta Lee
was the lead in Past Lives, yeah.
could act the shit out of anything.
True.
She was very good in
Very
Past
true.
Lives, right?
Very true.
She tries to get the same performance out of Dakota Johnson, and Dakota Johnson just can't do it. Like her
Mhm.
facial expressions, she can't speak like Greta can.
Mm.
And like even when Dakota Johnson's going on her like random monologues and stuff, I'm just like, babe, like this ain't you. Like you're not this. And
Interesting.
I thought she did fine. I think she's easily not, like, Chris Evans knocks it out of the park, and Pedro's great as usual, but Chris Evans really brings the heat here.
Oh, he definitely
And-
brings the heat,
and
and
you're
he's
just kinda-
definitely digging deep, and it's just like you can't even imagine that this guy used to be friggin' Captain America, because
Right.
like he is just on another level, and like going really really friggin' going for it.
Right.
And
where you're just like, oh yeah, Chris Evans used to be an actor,
right?
Chris Evans is an actor.
He is an actor, but he used to actually be able to not just do quips, fucking Captain America nonsense.
Exactly. And I think the trailer does a little bit of disservice to this because like the trailer makes it look like it's going to be your traditional like 90s 2000s rom-com. And it has elements of that, but it's very much not that.
Yeah, that's what I was suggesting. Like it's deeper, and there's like a dark element that I was just kind of like I read online, somebody wrote about it, and I was like, yeah, you're right. It's kind of icky and it's kind of weird, but it's not handled the best, and I think that's the weakest part of the movie.
Yeah,
but I think it brings out some good stuff in Dakota. I think Dakota's great in that stuff, with all that stuff, because I think it plays into exactly what you're saying, where she's not right, but it works for her because she's completely out of her element.
Yeah,
and I think it works for her in that respect.
That's a valid point, and that's a fair argument. That kind of like derails it a little bit. It is. I'm just not. I wasn't sure what I was expecting, and what I got, I was just like, some of it worked, some of it hit, some of it didn't. Dave going over the moon about it, I'm not even remotely surprised about it. No. Don't get me wrong.
He likes what he likes.
He likes what he likes.
I like Past Lives. I don't love it, but I like Past Lives. I loved Materialists.
And you know what? I feel like if I go back to Past Lives, I feel like I'm going to get it now.
You might.
And I'm going to get a better reaction from it. But this one, like I said, there's some things that worked, some things that didn't. I think I went in thinking that like she was going to get me this time because it is a coming to age 30-something thing. I thought it was going to hit me a little bit more.
Sure.
All it basically did was make me very, very horrified of dating.
No shit.
Yeah.
I am. Like it's like I haven't done any of that in like 10, 12 years. That's.
I didn't have that bad of a time.
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't have that bad of a time. It could have been worse.
History could tell differently, but semantics.
A small blip on the radar with a mild,
just a
mild threaten to get a restraining order. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's that kind of thing where you're listening and you're living vicariously, and you're like, you know what? I'm happy I don't have to live this life. This is fine with me.
But you know what? There's a line in the movie that absolutely hit, and it stuck with me, that humans are going to be humans.
Always.
And I think that is basically the thesis of the film for sure. That you can't have it all. That you can find everybody that ticks your boxes, but again, human is going to human. Like they're still humans. They're still like they're not perfect. Humans were never made to be perfect.
Sure.
Excuse me. Come on now.
What are you trying to sell?
I don't really.
You were trying to cash a check that you do not have the funds to back up.
That was a check that bounced immediately. That check bounced.
We tried to post date that check to 2099 and it already bounced.
But this is but don't get me wrong, this is still one of the better movies of 2025. Whether it's the best movie of 2025, obviously
remains to be seen. It's only June.
I didn't say that.
But it is definitely a strong movie. But I would temper expectations.
We'll see. We'll see where it lands in Dave's top 10.
It'll be there.
It'll be there.
It'll be there.
It'll
First runner up.
It'll be there for sure. But yeah, maybe it is because I'm just. I felt a kinship to it, and I felt seen by it. But I just thought it was really, really well done, and I'm very upset what she did to John Magaro.
Yeah,
not acceptable.
Not acceptable in the slightest.
Not acceptable.
Yep.
Hey, were you guys at that TIFF screening where there was the girl who was sitting a few seats down that was going through a whole bunch and had to leave at one point?
Like crying or pooping?
Yeah, no, crying.
Crying? No,
that was us. I think so. That was me and you.
It was me and you. Yeah.
It was was the ghost one.
Yeah. She was going through something that day.
It was the one where the girl dies and then she becomes like an internet sensation because she's like scaring people.
What was it, Japanese?
I think it was
Yeah.
Japanese.
It was where you die and then you're as a ghost, and it's like a ghost idol that you can compete in.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it just was on Netflix. Dead Sound Society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That
it. That one.
Wow.
Yeah, she was going through something.
Yeah.
She was going through a range of emotions during that movie.
Wow. Yeah, me and my I call him brother Jerry. We saw a movie at TIFF, and it was How to Have Sex.
Yeah.
I think it's what it's called. Is
Yeah.
that what it's called? How to Have Sex?
The British one, right?
It's British.
Yeah,
Yeah.
How to Have Sex.
Like spring break
Yeah.
and thing. And there was a young lady there who I don't think there were enough trigger warnings for her, and she
Oh,
did
God.
not. She was not okay, and she tried to leave out the emergency exit.
Oh,
and
God.
she couldn't go that way,
Oof.
and it was. I felt for her.
Yeah.
I felt for her.
No.
Yeah, good movie, but it definitely needed to have a number of trigger warnings on it
Yeah.
for some of the dark shit that happens in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Materialist, that one's out now. It did really well at the box office last weekend, so hopefully it keeps doing well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because it's definitely
Worth it?
Worth it, and unlike anything else that's out right now.
For sure. Definitely.
And before we start up with Tribeca, I just want to give a brief hit that Life of Chuck, which won People's
yes.
Choice at TIFF last
Yes.
year, is out
It's
in
finally
theaters right
out.
now, and it most certainly deserves your time. I'm going to be seeing it again very soon,
Yeah.
and I can't wait because I love that movie, and that is also on my top 10 of 2025.
I think I might go see that tomorrow.
You should do it. You should do it.
I was really bummed that I missed out on it on TIFF. I tried so hard to get a ticket and I just could not manage to swing one.
You need to suck more dicks.
I was not in a place that I was willing to do that, Dave.
Apparently
I
not.
leave those jobs to you.
Apparently, that's what you do, and that's why I see movies a year and a half before you do.
This is true. This is true.
But yes,
And-
that one is also in theaters right now, and that one deserves.
And that
your
one
time.
was not a year and a half ago.
Almost a year ago.
Yeah, not a year and a half. Not even close.
I've seen shit a year and a half in advance.
This is true. This is true.
What was there was one I saw that. Well, we saw
Dave,
that-
there's
we saw
also
that-
ones that have never come out.
That's true. That goofy one with Finn Wolfhard just came out that we saw like 2 years ago.
Hell of Summer.
Hell of a Summer.
Oh, God.
I
That's
knew,
the reason
the
that-
camera team.
It's the reason it took 2
There's a
years.
reason it took nearly 2 years for that one to come out.
Rough.
Rough times. Anyways, Materialists and
now-
Life of Chuck in theaters now. Brideheart coming out this weekend. And now, without further ado, Mr. Tony, can you take us on a journey to Tribeca?
All right. So,
And also, thank you for always being our shepherd through all film festivals.
of course, I love film festivals.
Our guide, our Sherpa.
Our Sherpa, Festival Sherpa.
I talk to the PR teams, but you're the Sherpa.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So, without further ado, Tribeca Film Festival. First hit is a movie that I saw.
Cool.
Is called Recreation.
Nice.
In 1996, a French filmmaker by the name of Sophie Tuscan de Plante.
Show me, buddy.
I was going to say, you should talk to the
Woo!
guy who does better
now.
French than you do.
Sophie Toscan du Plantier.
Not bad. Not
Not bad.
bad.
That was
Not
pretty
bad.
good.
Not bad at
She was murdered, and the prime suspect was a journalist by the name of Ian Bailey. There was a bunch of shenanigans that happened. This happened in Ireland, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
And due to what's the word that I'm looking for? When you can't
Extradite?
extradite
Yeah.
due to extraditing laws.
Yeah. Extradition.
Extradition.
Yeah.
He got off
Oh.
because because the French tried to get him, and then the Irish didn't want to
Extradite one of their own.
extradite right into their own,
Interesting.
and then it went away. So this movie is a fictional tale of if they did get him and he was put on trial,
Huh.
and it is basically an Irish 12 Angry Men.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is there a bit where someone stabs?
It was really well done. I really liked it. It was co-directed by Jim Sheridan.
Mm-hmm.
He
I
did
do love Jim Sheridan.
right. He did such films as In America and In the Name of
the Father.
In the Name of the Father.
Nice.
You guys will like this because the guy who plays Ian Bailey is an actor, Cole Meany.
Oh, I love Cole Meany.
Cole
Yeah,
Meany.
he's in it. Vicky Krieps is in it.
Like Vicky Krieps.
Nice.
Aidan Gillian is in it as well.
I love him.
And
Littlefinger, yeah. I love him.
Littlefinger, yeah. And another actor.
You don't watch Game of Thrones. You can't call him Littlefinger.
No, but I can call him. Fuck, what is his name? Milo. He is Milo in Mayor of Kingstown. So fuck you. And I did watch the first season of Game of Thrones, so I can refer to him as Littlefinger.
He's that guy. He's also the guy in Dark Knight Rises at the beginning.
Yes.
Tell me about Bane. Why does he wear the mask?
Why does he wear the mask?
And there's this other actor. His name is John Connors. He plays.
Is he the savior
Oh
of
my
humanity?
god. He's the guy. Basically, Vicky Krieps plays the woman who thinks that he's innocent, right? And she's the only one,
Right.
And basically takes
men's style, sure.
the entire movie to convince everybody that.
So she's
He's
the
not
holdout
guilty.
that wants to turn everything.
Exactly.
Okay.
And John Connors is the guy who is just like, no, he is guilty 150%. Like, he's the one. He's absolutely fantastic.
Oh.
And I didn't even know this. Jim Sheridan is actually in it as well.
Yeah.
He's very good in it as well. This movie's dark. And I'm not sure who it was for.
Okay.
But I could tell that there was a lot of heart into this, a lot of passion that was put into this, because it is a very dark and bleak subject matter, and it's fictitious, right? Because like this never happened, but if it did happen, this is what could have happened, right? But basically, the whole crux of it is just like, no matter how much evidence that there was there, you still can't really tell who actually did it,
right?
So they definitely leave some very puzzling questions. They leave a lot to your own interpretation. It's very short, like it's only 90 minutes, but like literally, like I was sitting at the screen on the edge of my seat.
Wow.
Like, holy shit.
Nice.
And this was the first movie I watched.
Awesome. Good choice.
Good choice.
Yeah. So you guys definitely missed out on this. If you guys do have a chance, I definitely suggest you do.
Okay.
And even
You had me at Cole Meany.
yeah. Right?
Who's also in Con Air, which you talked about earlier.
And Cole Meany barely says a word.
Oh.
But he has such a commanding presence on screen.
That's because he's Cole
He's Cole
motherfucking
Meany.
He's
Meany.
Cole fucking Meany. But that was
who we need on the podcast. Fucking Cole Meany.
Fucking
fucking
Meany.
we
Love
did another
Cole
movie
Meany.
with Cole Meany, and we were joking about it.
Yeah, because you didn't like Cole Meany.
In that movie,
Yeah, we were talking shit about you because you don't like Cole Meany.
Yeah, that's the problem.
that's the problem.
Whatever, he can be our buddy.
Yeah, it's fine.
No, he got back in my good graces with this movie for sure,
Fine.
and Con Air, obviously.
Yeah, fair.
But that was
What
recreation.
about Get Him to the Greek?
Get Him to the Greek hits a lot differently than it should these days.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Mhm.
I most certainly bet it does. Just like Hop hits a little differently now.
Oh Jesus. Anyways, so that was recreation. Definitely seek it out when it drops.
Okay, we got a definite recommend on Recreation. What's up next?
Next up, we got a movie that just Jimbo watched.
Oh.
It is a film called Dog of God.
Oh, God. All right.
I wanted to see this one.
Dog of God.
Dog of God.
I wanted to see this one because it was from Latvia, and the
It
last
is.
animated movie we saw from Latvia was Oscar-winning Flow.
Yeah.
What they just announced for
Yeah.
Criterion.
Criterion.
Yeah.
Day one, buddy.
Let me
Comes with
tell you, this is not Flow. This is so far removed from Flow, I struggle with it to classify it.
Okay.
It's fucking adult animation is what it is.
Okay.
Um,
You're not convincing me not to watch it.
so it's set in the 17th century.
Okay.
There is a
Dog of God?
no, well, there is a rotting dog that keeps cutting back to, and it gets more and more rotten as the movie progresses, in festers and such. That is just a dog, though. It is not the Dog of God. The Dog of God shows up later.
Okay.
It's
Is the festering dog a metaphor?
yeah, for the depravity of the town. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So 17th century Latvia, real medieval style. The church is there, of course, and the church has a whole sway on everything. And at the beginning of the movie, it has been nonstop raining for way too long. It's causing floods, and it's causing, crop failure because everything is dying because it's overwatered. And, of course, that's because people are going to the tavern and drinking and committing sin. David, sin. Because of the church.
I caught that.
And inside the tavern, there's a woman who works there that is more
the dog of God.
No, she is more of
I haven't got there yet.
She's akin to just a kind of a healer. She's for 17th century on the cutting edge of medical science for what there is. So like a woman comes to her and she's got like a skin boil thing going on. So she's like, we got to throw some leeches on there is what we got to do, which at the time it's either that or pray on it and hope that it goes away. So your medical options are pretty limited. She was the closest thing to a doctor that existed.
Isn't that kind of... I feel like there's countries now that's still kind of a thing.
Possibly.
You mean
Canada? They go into the woods. She puts some leeches on this girl, and they're naked. And the priest finds them and starts rubbing one out. And because everyone's fucked, everyone is so far beyond fucked.
Well, when you say depravity, you're pretty much setting the tone.
It keeps going. The priest is also, he has a straw that is apparently from the nativity of Jesus Christ that he opens and keeps in a little locked box and kisses every night and prays to it. That is his like holy symbol of.
Wouldn't you do that?
It's a piece of hay, but anyway, that point comes back later.
Manger.
Yeah, he's also adopted some child that was left on his doorstep that might be related to him or someone in the village. But anyway, he's a little slow and dim-witted, but he serves as like the altar boy, and he makes him sleep in the corner on the floor. Anyway, all of this is
not the
happening.
worst thing that priest do to the altar boys.
Very true. All of this is happening.
Jesus.
At one point, and he's like he treats this kid terribly. So he, at one point, this kid steals the golden hay thing. Priest loses his mind and believes that it was this girl at the tavern,
the witch doctor.
He's convinced is not just a doctor, a full-blown witch. So then it becomes a witch trial for a bit, and while that's going on, obviously now we have to introduce the governor character of this, who cannot get an erection and make it male heir. So you watch him feed his wife and engorge his wife because he believes that like if his wife is plump, that'll get him hard, and then he'll be able to finish and have a male heir and a son.
This is a lot for
this
an
is a
animated
lot. We're
movie.
still going. So that's happening. This witch doctor, this witch gets put on, witch in brackets gets put on trial. The governor and this girl have a talk, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, you could fix me. Like, you can fix my penis. If so, like, I'll, let you off the hook, sort of thing."
With the leeches?
No.
Does he pray on it?
No, because not the priest, right? So she's like, yeah, maybe we can figure something out. So anyway, there's a whole other side plot that I can't even get into, but they figure out a way to fix his penis. It involves a pile of goo that is unexplained. And he's like, he gets to fuck for hours now. It's like, it's Viagra on crack. He never loses his erection, so he's just fucking like nobody's business. Anyway, he drops his end of the bargain, never goes back to trial, so she's still on trial. And then the dog of God shows up, and the dog of God is like, well, they're like, you're a minion of hell. And he's like, well, not really. I'm a spirit. I'm a messenger kind of thing. And it goes into a weird spiritual realm. There's a whole acid trip section that happens. And by the end of it, I don't know what I learned.
It's like an hour and a half, isn't it?
It's an hour and a half that is a fucking acid trip the entire time.
All right.
It's
so a heavy recommend, a not so recommend.
Put it on.
You kind of had me at the leeches.
Throw in a handful of shrooms down your gullet. Throw it on and just let it happen, because that is the only way to experience this. It is fucking supremely bizarre. I multiple times went, the fuck? And just kept letting it happen. The animation style is a little bit weird. It's maybe It kind of reminds. Oh, it's a rotoscope.
Oh,
so it's like that old Lord of the Rings Hobbit film from way back, or Scanner Darkly kind of style. So it's rotoscope animation.
That random movie we saw at Fantasia the one year, Spine of Night.
yeah, that's what it reminded me.
That was rotoscope, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So similar artistic style. Anyway, I don't know who I would recommend this to, but if you're
obviously the two
willing,
of us,
if you're willing to push your envelope a little bit and see something a little bit fucked up, then Dog of God, yeah, man, it's there. These that's all these guys do. They're a filmmaking team, Ratis Abele and Loris Abele, and they make some fucked up Latvian shit.
I'm all for it.
So there's Dog of God. It's a kind of recommend. It's a niche recommend.
Definitely.
That's what I'm going to call it. It's a niche recommend.
Score 1 for Latvia.
Yeah.
Score what? They won the Oscar, Tony.
Yeah,
Score 2 for Latvia.
Score 2 with this one.
All right, 2 for Latvia.
Next up.
Speaking of films that definitely don't score,
sure,
but I'm so excited to talk about it. We're gonna get Dave into the chat.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about a little film called Travel Companion.
Ooh. Go on.
Mr. David, tell the audience what Travel Companion is.
It is
a film.
That is one way to describe it.
Indie to the max.
Boy,
it is a very New York indie. It is a gentleman who is a filmmaker. He's trying to make his masterpiece, and he procrastinates. And he lives with a guy who works for the airline, whatever the airline is. So he is, as a worker of the airline, you get to travel.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you get a travel companion.
Yeah.
So he is the titular travel companion.
Got it.
And he doesn't have his shit together, and he's kind of a narcissistic, selfish fucking prick. And he wants to stay on as the travel companion, but he is doing everything he possibly can to not endear himself to his best friend and his roommate. And that's the film.
Wow.
Yeah, it is very much a portrait of, I guess, just this narcissistic individual who just somebody needs to just shake violently.
Oh God!
And slap around a couple of times.
Times. I feel for him because he doesn't know that he's this person, but he is most certainly this person. And then the roommate gets a girlfriend, and that throws a whole wrench into things as well.
It does.
It's slow moving, and I didn't love it. It's very artsy, but I liked how it was filmed. I do like, and I knew Tony would be like, "Oh my God, I love the method and how they filmed it with these cameras and these
Okay, but did you?
Anamorphic lenses and stuff. Oh, and I love.
I fucking hated it.
Yeah,
they're saying a lot of like film.
Get the fuck out of here with your mise en scène.
A lot of film.
I know the only things Tony liked was the mise en scène and all the film talk.
I hated the film talk. The film talk is the reason why I don't like networking as a filmmaker. Because
sure. Did you have these pricks to deal with?
I have these fucking pricks to deal with. And they're so pretentious asshats. They're just like, I filmed it on a Sony Venice with like these lenses and I was trying to capture it. Like, no, you fucking weren't, all right? Yeah. You were in the right place at the right fucking time. Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Like, I hated this person so much because like when I was doing the festival circuits with some of my short films, I would be in the room with some of these fucking pricks. And I'm just like, me and you are not the same person, man. Yeah.
So you're saying you don't like filming on Sony Venice?
Well, if it was
you're more of an Ari guy.
If it was good
Ari
enough,
Alexa,
buddy. If it was good enough for Tom Cruise for Top Gun, the Sony Venice is doing kind of all right. But yeah, I am an Alexa 35 man. Just letting you know, right? The nice, it's a nice brand new spanking sensor. You know, the Mini LF is actually pretty cool too. LF stands for large format.
Love it. So mini is not really.
No, the mini's on the way out. If you want anything from the Super 35, you go the Alexa 35.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tony's jerking off as we're talking like this.
Yeah.
You guys can't see it, and you guys can't hear him massively jerking off, but he's giving her right now.
If you want prime anamorphic lenses, the Hawk lenses are always a good choice.
Fuck off and talk about travel companion.
Tony's got nothing to say about this movie. He's just going to pitch you cameras.
I just think it's slow moving, and it's hard to like this guy, but he does a really good job.
Of being unlikable?
He's very unlikable, and he does such a great job of being unlikable. And he keeps buying toilet paper. Like, buddy, stop buying so much fucking toilet paper.
You don't know his bum needs, Dave.
I understand his bum needs, but if you're buying toilet paper, why are you just buying 2 rolls? And then you buy 6, and then you buy 12. Like, just buy the 12 from the start.
Yeah.
Go to Costco, man.
I like the roommate a lot. The roommate reminded me of Dave. You remember 8th grade with the guy with the sauces?
Oh, yeah.
That's what the roommate reminded me of.
That kid knew what to do.
Legit.
Good for him.
He did. But yeah, this movie it wasn't for me. The acting is typical. It's your typical New York indie movie, like indie to the friggin' max. Greta Gerwig would be very proud of this movie.
I met Greta Gerwig.
Oh, fancy.
Oh, that's
fancy.
nice,
There you
Dave.
go. In front of for Frances Ha, since you fucking love that movie so much.
I have the Criterion. Fuck right off. But no, it was for Lady Bird. Same night I met Timmy.
Oh,
Timothy!
But yeah, that was Travel Companion. Definitely not a recommend from me.
Dog.
Next up,
I also don't recommend it.
Yeah.
It's not a movie I'll watch again.
Yeah, that's fair.
When we looked at the premise, me and Dave, we just read it.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, this kind of sounds like right up our alley. It was one of the first movies I watched too, and I was like, I honestly, it was the opening scene. The opening scene is a
It's a Q&A after a short film.
Q&A after a short film thing. So I was really identifying with it.
Yeah.
And they were just doing all the film jargon and all this stuff. And I'm just like, why is this scene fucking here, man? Like, come on, let's move on.
Just to stroke it.
Exactly. It's very cinema verite.
Sure.
That kind of thing. But yeah, definitely a no from me, dog. No from Dave. Travel Companion. Let's just put that in the bag and never speak of it again.
In the bin.
Next up, speaking of other movies where the main character annoyed the shit out of me.
Sure.
Let's talk about Birthright.
Yeah.
Basically, simple premise of Birthright. It's an Australian film.
Yes.
A son, or let's just say a man and his wife fall on hard times.
Yeah.
And the wife is pregnant. And the guy brings her to his parents' house to crash for a couple weeks. And then hilarity ensues.
Yes. Things devolve.
Well, it's Australian.
But it's also one of those. It's also one of those movies where things aren't right from the get go.
Yeah,
like you're just already like, what the fuck is going on here? Like everyone is heightened to a point where like no real person would ever act this way.
And they're being very vague. Like the couple is being vague. The parents are being vague. It seems like they're harboring secrets.
Yeah,
but it doesn't,
the whole time.
But it doesn't go to the place that you think it's gonna go.
Nope.
Okay.
It almost. I don't know what this movie wanted to do.
It was a talk about like generational trauma and like how it's hard out there for fucking millennials.
Yeah, essentially,
it is, Tony. We've gone through multiple recessions.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I totally get it. But this guy's a real fucking cock.
Yeah, and just his whole way of going about everything too is just real like shifty the entire time. I also don't love the way that this movie is shot.
Yeah,
it looks like it's shot on an iPhone in a way of like the coloring is just not right. Everything it doesn't feel cinematic. It feels like I'm watching someone's weird recording of things. But
it was very low budget. It primarily takes place at the house.
Yeah.
There's only really 4 characters in the movie.
Only 4. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple good bits. They classify it as a dark comedy. Some of it is dark. Some
of it is comedy.
Some of it is comedy. I did like the scene when Buddy puts on his dad's jacket and he's all like fancy and everything, and then he starts nailing his wife, and then his dad sees it through the window and then goes and runs in and he's like, "Do not fornicate with my jacket."
Yeah, and takes the jacket off.
Takes the jacket and then puts it on and then never takes it off again.
Yeah.
In the dead of summer in Australia.
He's also like, the kid is also obsessed with digging up this pool that it once existed in the backyard. So he just takes a shovel. Oh, well, first of all, he tries to do it once, and his dad takes all the shovels and puts them in his office. So then he goes and takes the shovels and then spends a whole night digging up a pool.
Yeah.
There's just things happen in this movie, and
you're just kind of scratching your head and you're just like, okay, where is this going?
Yeah.
Where is this going? And like, to be perfectly honest with you, I thought the parents like murder people and like had them buried in the pool.
Yeah.
That would have been a better. That would have been.
They were so like, protective of this pool,
right? They're like, that pool fucking drained our funds. And it's just this guy. He's just down on his luck, and he just wants a little bit of support. And his dad is just like, "No, you're a fuck up. Like, you deserve to be where you are."
Yeah,
nice. Although the dad's a real fucking
to be honest, right at the end, he did offer him $20,000, and at that point, the kid just didn't take it. So
he's like, "That's not enough."
Yeah. So you know.
It's also very. It's also very. To hand me $20,000.
Right.
It's enough.
I just didn't like how vague it was. Like there wasn't enough at stake to show like what he was really after.
No.
Right.
Because you found out everything about what he was like. Everything was pieced out to you over time. It wasn't like you were like, okay, yeah, he's down on his luck, but you didn't realize like how far it goes until way into it, and you're like. And now 20 grand isn't enough? Like, I don't understand.
The movie's only like what? Like 85, 90 minutes?
80,
it's like it's
87
short.
minutes. Yeah.
It's pretty short. And it just didn't leave a lasting impression on me.
No. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
It's really not bad, but not something I'd recommend or rush out to ever see again.
No, definitely not.
Fine at best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
All right. But that was Birthright.
What's up next?
Next up, why don't we get the three of us in this conversation at the same time? Let's do a film called Ride or Die.
Sure.
Certainly. I watched part of this with Mom.
Oh, how did that go?
Not so good.
She was not a fan.
Yeah. That tracked.
She was not a fan.
That tracked.
So it's about a young woman who comes back to her hometown. And she's buying clothes. And the clerk happens to be the girl she had a crush on in high school.
High school, yeah.
And she's a bad girl, obviously.
Yeah.
And I guess she gets fired from her job immediately, and then they start hanging out, and then they're gonna go to Hollywood.
Yeah, her relationship.
She runs away from home
because she runs away from home because she is also a filmmaker and she wants to make it in Hollywood. So they take a trip. To Hollywood.
Her relationship with her mom falls apart in record time. To set off that, it's not working. Okay, I guess it's not working. And they take off on an ill-fated road trip across the country.
Yeah.
That continually gets worse every time, and they continually make the wrong choice every time.
It's just like
I screamed at the TV a lot.
Yeah.
It's just one of those like movies where you're just like, you could make which choice should you make? And it's always the wrong one.
Yeah. Honestly, all the way up until the very end when she's finally like riding away on her bicycle, and I'm like, it took you this long to just fucking leave?
It's something.
You should have left 5 states ago.
It's something. But, love is a weird thing, James.
Love
is a weird thing. And
but even
you do things that don't make sense.
Even after all that, even when they were finally just about to part, she couldn't fucking do it again until
I thought the performances in this were good.
I did too.
I thought they were.
I liked the two of them. I liked the chemistry between the two of them.
They had great chemistry. Yeah. I think they were both very well suited to their parts. I think a lot of the stuff on the margins is just kind of there.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you could explore this more, or you could do something with more with this. There's a lot of classism and racism that they're kind of like hinting at.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't really do much with it.
Yeah.
And then there's that whole weird thing at the theater that's just like, okay.
Just added in
Just
for
added
no
in for no
reason.
reason.
Yeah.
You're just like,
And again,
alright.
made the wrong choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were just almost mugged by two people, and instead of just like calling the cops and being like, these two just tried to fucking mug us.
They stole their phones, James.
Yeah.
They didn't have phones. There's no pay phones.
They didn't steal their phones.
They did.
Well,
They
even
did.
if they stole their phones, well, I guess they did steal their
They
phones
did
and
steal their
ran
phones.
off. They ran off. That's
They ran
right.
off. They stole
Yeah.
their phones.
Fair.
And then
Go
it's film fine. It's just
Yeah.
it's an aggravating movie.
Yeah.
It's an aggravating movie. There's a literal Chekhov's gun, and
Oh.
you're just sitting there. Some of it, and you're just like, huh.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. Not what I would have expected. It's definitely like you don't expect what's coming.
Yeah.
Like it's a hell of a road trip.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. It's a hell of a road
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't love it, but
No.
I admire the swing, and I was never bored.
Yeah.
No,
I was never bored.
I was into it the whole way through.
Yeah.
And the two leads are quite good.
They definitely
I'll get their
do
names
good.
while you guys.
Yeah.
Brianna Middleton and Stella Everett.
There you go.
They're the whole reason, why Tony and I were yelling at the screen or just being like, the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
If those two weren't as committed to their roles and sold it as well as they did, this movie wouldn't have worked. It would have fallen
Oh
apart.
no, it would have fell apart for sure. They definitely
It's
do it.
riding on them.
They do a lot to keep you invested and keep you interested, and just like keep you invested in the journey. That you're like, okay, like I need to see how this one ends.
Yeah. Because you can't make all of these bad decisions. I need to know how fucking deep does this rabbit hole go?
Yeah,
Deep is the answer to that question.
most certainly. And I wouldn't rush out to see this one. But if you do get lucky enough to catch it, like it definitely put it on, seek it out, watch it.
Yeah, it's worth
Yeah,
watching.
I think it's
definitely
worth watching.
and you're not going to expect
Yeah.
what happens, but
Yeah.
it's definitely an
You're not going to
aggravating
be
experience.
You're
Yeah.
not going to predict anything.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Ride or die.
ride or die. All right. Let's go with. Have we done a documentary yet?
We have not.
Nope.
All right. Let's start off with one of my favorites. Billy Idol Should Be Dead,
No.
which is the titular Billy Idol. The Rise, the Fall, the Comeback,
Yeah.
the Legacy,
Sure.
and everything in between. I really liked this documentary. I don't think Dave shares the same opinion as me. But
Not a big Billy Idol fan.
Oh no, I love Billy Idol. I live or die with Billy Idol.
the problem is it jumps a lot because like it starts off and it's like 1984, and that is when I OD'd, and then they like and
Sure.
then they,
You
right?
rush them on it back to the beginning.
and then they like jump like into the
okay.
future, and then they come back, and then they do that, and they're jumping
it's
all around.
ping-ponging.
Right? It's ping ponging. But I didn't really know much about Billy Idol. Like I only know 4 songs by him, and they're my 4 favorite songs.
Sure.
But I liked some of how stuff came to be. Like they go into a little excerpt of how dancing by myself or dancing with myself.
Dancing with myself.
Yeah.
How that happened, and basically him and his writing partner, whose name is escaping me right now. They were just drunk in a club, and they just saw a guy who was just like basically dancing with himself in
Sure.
a mirror, and he's just like, that kind of sounds good. And then all of a sudden, like 5 minutes later, Dancing with Myself was born.
Yeah.
And then another part, you find out that he takes a little stroll through Hollywood. He has a role in The Doors. Right?
Yeah, he was in The Doors.
Mhm.
He was supposed to be someone else, but he got recast. But he's in The Doors.
But he has this memorable moment in The Doors, right? And then you find out that he did screen tests with Jim Cameron to be the T-1000, which is fucking bananas.
Yeah.
But because he got into a motorcycle accident and he fucked up his leg, he needed him to sprint, and unfortunately couldn't sprint. And then there's other things that what I really liked about it was there were certain scenes where they were recreating certain stories, and they were doing it anime style. So there's the moment where Billy Idol finds David Bowie, and he's really fucked up, and he just pukes in front of David Bowie, and he thinks David Bowie's gonna like completely reject him, and he's just like, nah, I fucking love this guy.
Yeah.
So that was really wild. And then there's another point where he goes on this like vicious drug bender, and then he's like all normal and everything in the anime thing, and then all of a sudden he like manifests into fucking Godzilla, and he has like this Billy Idol Godzilla just raking through the fucking streets, which was awesome. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I was really pumped for this movie because I didn't really know a lot about Billy Idol, and I learned a lot about him.
Sure.
And yeah, he really should be dead.
Oh.
Dave, what did you think about it?
It's too long. It's a hair short of 2 hours, and it's
Oof.
much too long. And it definitely feels like a movie that's taken a long time to make. Because it's dedicated to his mother, who died in 2020, and they have interviews with the mother.
Oh boy.
That look recent.
Yeah.
Like would have been filmed like prior to her death.
Just prior, yeah.
So it feels like it's been an ongoing project, and I just feel like it's very disjointed, and it reminded me a lot of Better Man, where it was kind of like warts and all.
Sure.
And the fantastical elements of Better Man.
Sure.
But I felt it was very disjointed and kind of all over the place, and it needed to be a little more concise and a little
James
more.
hit it. It ping pongs a lot.
Yeah, it needed to be a little more focused, and it does that whole thing again where it's just like it gets to a certain point, and they're like, "Okay," and then nothing happened for 10 years, 10 or 20 years.
Sure. Yeah.
And it's just like
It's quiet time now.
quiet time, and it's like you probably could have just like slipped something in there and told us that
Yeah.
Like there should have been more catharsis to this. You can't just end here and then cut
yeah.
to. And there's definitely like a tag on ending because
he finds
out that he has a son,
Oh wow.
like a son from another like a hookup
Yeah.
type thing. And it definitely feels like they just kind of pasted that. They found that out at the end, and they're just like, we should probably put this in here. So it feels very just like there.
Oh.
It just feels
Like
very
it flows with no other
it's like
part of
it's
it,
like
yeah.
it's like almost like an epilogue kind of
Interesting.
yeah, it feels very inorganic.
Mm.
But it's entertaining and it's interesting. If you don't know much about Billy Idol, you'll learn quite a bit. And it also has some great 80s isms and amazing outfits.
Sure.
And Billy Idol being very self-deprecating.
Sure.
And I love my Billy Idol songs. And yeah, I wanted a little more from it, but it was entertaining enough.
Nice.
Yeah.
So recommend or no?
Yeah, I would say so.
I would say so.
Cool. I would say so, but
definitely.
yeah, it needs to be shortened.
Cool.
That's something I would say. It definitely needs to be shortened.
Nice.
We'll stay on this documentary of famous people train. Next up we got We Are Pat.
We Are Pat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dave, hit me with We Are Pat.
We Are Pat. So it is about a documentary filmmaker who wants to investigate the legacy of Pat, who was androgynous character on SNL. And the whole gimmick was like people didn't know if they were a boy or a girl type thing. So that's where all the jokes come from.
Sure.
And then they were in a movie, and the movie like flopped badly, and then they didn't really go back to it, and they've been kind of trying to see if Pat is a bat. Like it's one of those things where they're investigating the legacy of the character, and you're like, this is icky and this is gross, but they want to go a little deeper and kind of understand if it's not as icky and gross.
Right.
So they do a lot of interviews with comedians and with trans people and non-binary, and they're kind of talking about their experiences with the character and their opinions of the character. And they get to speak to Julia Sweeney, who was Pat.
Yeah.
So they get to talk, and they talk to the one guy from SNL. He's Adam Sandler's buddy, Kevin Nealon. Kevin Nealon. But they don't really talk to anybody else from SNL. But they show a lot of the clips.
Oh.
And it's just, I think it bites off more than it can chew. And I think it needed to be a little more focused because it's talking about all these different elements of representation
Right.
and opinions, but then it's also getting into the history of non-binary comics,
Right.
and kind of the comedy of being non-binary and being queer,
Right.
and it just needed to be a little more focused. I think and then it kind of deviates into them. I think the original goal of the project was to modernize Pat.
Right.
So they have like little they show like little sketches and stuff where they're modernizing Pat with new characters and kind of making it a little more acceptable for 2025.
Sure.
Trying to bring it into a 2025 light.
Sure.
Without being as offensive.
Right.
Like being a little less offensive, but still being true to the character. But I feel like that was the crux of where it started, and then it kind of expanded from there, and it needed to kind of get reined in.
Right.
I think.
Okay.
But it reminded me a lot of
Chasing
Amy, which actually just came out. Apparently, it's on Hollywood Suite this month, where they're kind of interrogating and investigating the legacy of a piece of media from the 90s that wasn't exactly, that would have been felt more acceptable then, but now we're kind of like, is it?
Yeah.
Is it more offensive than it was? But I felt like Chasing Amy was a lot more focused on this is the movie, this is the legacy, this is how I came to be, and then kind of had Sav's experience with it and what it kind of inspired him to do afterwards. Yeah. Whereas this is just kind of a lot of just throwing stuff at you. I think it needed to be more focused. Like it's interesting.
It's a lot of it's surface level too.
A lot of it is surface level, and they're digging into things, and then they don't go anywhere with it.
Yeah. And then, like at one point, what was the actress's name?
Julia Sweeney.
There's a part where they start grilling her about the character and like what she was thinking and like all this stuff, and like and at one point she was just like, I did not think like this was gonna like live on and have this kind of legacy when I first did it, right? And it does come full circle at the end, and I kind of like the end. The end's kind of very sappy. Yeah. Very heartwarming kind of thing, right? Because it's just like, this character existed, but like this character also did like a lot for me growing up. Kind of thing, right?
It was kind of saying like, it's a problematic character, but it still means a lot to me, and I understand the problems with it, but it's also still a good thing.
Yeah.
I liked it. I do agree with some of the things that Dave said, and I think that he does bring up valid arguments and everything. But like I was into it from start to finish. I was never bored. Very, very interested. I do remember seeing the sketch when I was younger, not understanding it, obviously.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And but yeah, I kind of want to watch the movie.
Apparently, it's awful.
Yeah, it looks awful.
It looks awful. It looks awful. But it's a valid topic, and it's a valid. It's an interesting film. I just think it needed to be better focused.
Yeah, and especially because we're in Pride Month too. Like this movie would. I would have loved to see how the audiences took it. Fair. And how they liked it. But nice. That was We Are Pat. Still on the documentary train, Dave. Let's go with Andy Kaufman is Me.
Andy Kaufman is Me. Produced by WWE Studios.
The Rock was
$7 Productions.
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson was a producer, as well as Paul Levesque, who, if you know wrestling, is Triple H.
Yep.
Oh fuck. Yep. Well done. This one, another one, right?
About an SNL character.
About an SNL.
Sure.
Andy Kaufman, The Rise, The Fall, and everything in between. It's centered around his unpublished book, right?
Yeah, he was trying to make a novel, and he had the ideas type thing, and he had it all written out type thing.
And it plays, and throughout the movie, it plays like recordings of him trying to write this book, and like it has puppets recreating certain moments in the recordings, if you've seen, what's that Jim Carrey one that we saw at TIFF the one year?
Jim and Andy.
If you've seen Jim and Andy, it's covering a lot of the same subject.
Oh, okay.
I thought this one was pretty well done. It was crazy some of the recordings that they had, because these recordings were like never heard, never seen. Like this was like the first footage and first
Jim and Andy: The Great Beyond.
Yeah, covers a lot in there.
Well, that was more about Jim Carrey's experience making Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
But this is like the real, like
this is the real
Andy
story.
Kaufman doing it.
Yeah.
Doing it for real.
He's a very interesting man.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting man. And seeing him and seeing how he acted.
Right.
It's no wonder that they got Jim Carrey to play him in Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
Because like the two of them are almost fucking identical.
Yeah.
And like when they do
good casting.
Good casting there. And then every time he does it's the Mighty Mouse.
Oh yeah.
Cracks me up every fucking time. Every time. And like they go
What's
into
his dick did in Saturday Night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cousin Greg.
Yeah, Cousin Greg. Nicholas Braun.
Nicholas Braun.
Yeah. I like this movie a lot. I like the puppetry. The puppetry is very, very weird.
Nice.
Very on brand for Andy Kaufman. But yeah, Dave, what did you think of it?
That's not good for audio, Dave.
That's not good for audio. Dave just basically like shook his head and like nodded to the mic.
Shrug,
to the mic.
It's good.
If you know about Andy Kaufman, it doesn't really cover new ground.
Yeah.
It doesn't cover anything new. There's nothing new in it. It's an interesting ride, and seeing all the footage and getting to hear the different the clips they have and who they brought in to kind of interview. Like Letterman is there for a lot of it. Worldwide Pants is another producer on it.
Yeah.
Jerry the King Lawler shows up for a little bit, which I love.
If you saw Man on the Moon, like it covers basically like cover to cover of the movie.
Yeah.
In it from Andy's eyes.
Andy's eyes. Like it's an interesting film, and we were just talking about a movie that didn't have much, that was kind of ill focused. This one is very focused, like laser focused, and doesn't jump around. It just goes like
kind of straight through it.
So in that respect, it's well done, and I dug it. It's just there's a lot of movies about Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
And a lot of things about Andy Kaufman, and it didn't cover anything new.
Right.
There's nothing new to it. So if you don't know anything about Andy Kaufman, great starting point. If you know about Andy Kaufman and you watch Man on the Moon,
you won't hear anything.
You won't hear anything groundbreaking.
Fair.
I really like Andy Kaufman as an actor. I do love Man on the Moon.
That's Jim Carrey.
That is Jim Carrey.
I understand that, but Man on the Moon is about Andy Kaufman.
It is about Andy Kaufman.
So,
I need to watch it again. I haven't seen it in a long time.
I got it on Kino Lorber.
So do I.
But he's just an very, very interesting, and like his life is kind of tragic, and he was definitely misunderstood as a comedian, and his brand of comedy was definitely out there. But I was on the ride, and I liked the puppets.
Yeah,
the puppets definitely brought an interesting. I like when documentaries try and do something different just to keep your attention.
Sure,
right? Because it's like a documentary can be super fucking boring because it could just be talking heads. But when they bring an interesting angle like that, and especially like tone to like his brand of humor,
sure,
it made for an interesting watch.
Fair enough.
But that is Andy Kaufman is me. Jamie, tell me about Underland.
Oh, we're staying on the documentary train. Eh?
We might as well. We're not gonna. I think this is the last documentary.
Yeah,
that we have,
I believe so. Underland is the land that you live on. Here's what's underneath.
Is it dirt?
No. Yes. No, it follows three different sort of people that explore what's beneath the surface from three different angles. So one is sort of like a scientist who's trying to map out cave systems in Mexico. trying to find history within those caves that go back to the Mayan peoples, and she's a direct descendant of the Mayans, so they put a lot of symbolism in there. So they're going into these deep caverns and caves with like LiDAR now and mapping out cave systems to try to see what they can find, if there's history down there, if there's something people way before left. And we follow another gentleman who's more of an urban explorer, so he explores abandoned places or
the
sewer systems. So he was exploring the sewers of Las Vegas, and which, if you already don't know, a lot of people live in the sewers in Vegas.
That makes sense.
And so he goes down to like a different level, and he has like a whole bunch of rules and stuff, but he's more of like he's trying to preserve the history of these underground places, taking photographs, taking still images, videos, whatever he can to preserve what people who may have come before have left behind. So a more recent history, but that seems like that's the going theme. The third one was a scientist who works way down in a mine. And at first that storyline, I was like, oh, is she just like a miner? And then it goes into this whole like white clean room lab, and you're like, oh fuck, why is this far underground? And then she explains they're trying to find
dark matter
essentially. So there's not collectors, there's sensors buried in these like huge balls that are trying to find anything that could possibly show that dark matter exists, and it has yet to be proven that it does exist. And so it's running simulations and so far coming up empty, but that's all underground. She has to do it underground because of science reasons. It's away from any other pollution. There's no potential false positives that can happen down here. The only thing that can penetrate this far down would be dark matter if they were ever to be able to detect it. So it was a cool looking documentary. I thought, especially the Mexican caves and the urban explorer, like the environments that they were kind of following through are
very claustrophobic.
Claustrophobic, yes, but very like, it was very well shot.
Yeah.
Especially the urban explorer was a little bit less so, but like I found the sort of the Mexican cave system very like really well shot, like where they put some of the camera angles where they're like crawling through, and it's like this tight, and they're just, like it's just body height when you're lying flat tight, and they're crawling through on their bellies just trying to get through this whole crevice, and the camera's just put in such a good angle to watch them kind of crawl through. It was very well done, I thought, for those scenes. And all of it kind of, that one culminates in a way where they get to they continue to explore the system, and they find evidence of basically what amounts to like sort of like hand impressions that were left on rocks from thousands of years, using like a really old technique of like charcoal kind of dust to like kind of stamp your hand there, and it's just lived in this cave because this cave's been undisturbed for hundreds of years. Yeah. So I don't know, I kind of enjoyed the experience of what they were exploring and documenting history or making history in the case of the scientist. I thought it was a pretty good message. I didn't love it, but I liked where it was going.
I liked it in that we wouldn't typically, this one was recommended to us. We didn't outright go for this one.
Right.
So it was something that we wouldn't normally watch. So I do agree with James. I like the experience. I did like the urban guy, because at one point, the sewer starts to flood because it's raining, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta get out of here!" And it's like he's fucking rushing to get out. And then you put two and two together that like these people that live down in the sewers, they end up drowning because like they got nowhere to go, and nothing.
And the sewer system in Vegas is fucked.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because it doesn't rain out there.
Yeah,
so they don't know what the fuck to do with it.
Yeah.
So you see like some of the things that are left behind, and you see like
the
skeletons, and like it's just
the pile of garbage, the cars and stuff that they started dumping down a hole.
Right,
another shaft that you can't go any further because it's fucking just radioactive down there.
He takes a lot of like these infrared pictures, and like the pictures that he takes are absolutely fucking haunting. And even in the cave divers too. There was a moment where they're just like, oh fuck, we gotta get out of here because of the water rising.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of panic in certain scenes, and it was really well done, and it was something that we wouldn't seek out. So we learned something.
Yeah.
It was definitely interesting.
Yeah.
And it's only like an hour and 20 minutes. So like
Yeah,
you're fucking
quick.
in and out. It was not even. It was 79 minutes.
Like if that gets picked up by like Nat Geo or something, and they popped that on Disney Plus, I think it would do well. Like it would be in a good spot to like learn a thing or two about what's underneath the surface of the earth that we live on. I don't know. I enjoyed it. Like I think it would look great. Yeah. And people would at least learn a thing or two like we did.
Absolutely.
Love it. I love to hear it.
So next up, Dave, we got A Tree Fell in the Woods.
It certainly did.
It certainly did.
Great.
Simple premise. I'm not going to ruin this movie because if I said any more than what I'm going to say would ruin the movie.
Okay.
Two couples, they go to a cabin in the woods. You got two best friends who are played by Josh Gad and Alexandra Daddario.
Yeah.
And they go out for a walk one time, and they see something that
they see a tree fall in the woods.
They see a tree fall in the woods, and little do you know that tree sets off a huge chain of events.
Huh?
Yeah.
That changes them forever.
Wow.
Yes. That's
pretty much
it.
Yep.
Her husband is David Diggs, and then his wife is Ashley Park.
That's who I was freaking thinking of in what do you call it?
From Joyride?
From Joyride.
Yeah, she's also in Joyride.
Yeah.
Love that.
It's okay.
I like.
There were certain continuity bits that really bothered me. They bothered the hell out of me. Like they knock over like a case of wine, and then they don't clean it up.
Oh.
And then it's never like mentioned. It's like never mentioned or never.
No one slips in a puddle later.
Nope, doesn't come back. Kevin Pollak is in it, and he's I love.
He's
Kevin
the landlord.
Pollak. He's the landlord, so he comes over to fix like the heat.
Sure.
And like things are happening, and and I'm just like, Kevin Pollak's still there, guys. Are you forgetting that?
Yeah,
he's still here. And
no.
The thing that pissed me off the most, Tony. The thing that pissed me off the most. Like I know I'm picking up continuity things, but it's just like they were just annoying.
Yeah.
Was at the end of the film, somebody's driving a Beamer, and it had snowed all night, so they had to brush the snow off.
Sure.
They didn't brush the snow off the back.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
And they back out. I'm like,
I set that up.
What do you see?
Yeah.
Can you see out the back?
What are you backing out to?
What are you backing out
They probably
to?
have a camera. It's
but
fine.
Still, I'm just like, this is
insane.
Annoying me.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
All of that said, performances are fine. The movie's fine. What it covers is fine. It's just, it gets to a weird place where you're just like, cool. Why did we need this?
They find like this like age old moonshine.
Yeah, it's aged moonshine
that
they get all
because that's what you need to do is age your moonshine.
And like there's like this fucked up trippy scene where they're all like dancing and they're all tripping out and stuff.
It's just weird. What it wants to cover and what it wants to do is very different from this. We're just like, why is this here?
Yeah.
So like it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It didn't do much for me at all.
Fair
I was
enough.
just kind of like, all right, cool.
Fair enough.
I enjoyed it for the most part. Josh Gad really steals the show for me for this one. Alexander Daddario is very good too. I
like Ashley Park and David Diggs.
Yeah,
Nice.
Ashley Park and David Diggs do really. It's a nice ensemble movie because the four of them all like work well off each other.
Sure.
I do like the chemistry between Josh Gad and Alexander Daddario, which I didn't think I would, but their chemistry is absolutely like great in this movie. But yeah, I was into it. I watched it pretty late at night, and I didn't think that I would be into it as much as I was, but I was. And it's not the strongest movie. It definitely has some bits. I wasn't too hard up on the fucking continuity Joe over there.
Sure.
That fucking that BMW thing was annoying. What are you doing? It's just I thought that something would come out of it because it's like, why would you do these things?
Yeah,
Like
there's a lot
maybe not the snow, but like Kevin Pollak still being there. Maybe you should address this.
Yeah.
Maybe you should address the wine.
Yeah.
Like it should come up because somebody should have slipped on it.
Right.
Or it should have made an impression, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
It was just kind of there.
It's just kind of there. There's a lot that's just kind of there.
Yeah. But there's a super low budget indie, self-contained, one location. Pretty well made.
Nice.
Yeah. But that was Tree Fell in the Woods. We are wrapping up. We got 2 left. Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
I'm very curious on what you thought of Inside.
Oh, yeah. So a inmate is moved from juvie into adult corrections. And there he meets
in Australia
again. And there he meets 2 other prisoners. One played by Guy Pearce. Who I love Guy Pearce.
I love Guy Pearce.
And one played by Cosmo Jarvis. Also, I love Cosmo Jarvis.
I fucking love Cosmo Jarvis.
Maybe not in Alto Nights.
Yeah. Well, no, that's because Alto Nights failed Cosmo Jarvis. But Cosmo Jarvis in Shogun, Cosmo Jarvis in Warfare. These are all great Cosmo Jarvis bits, and this, no exception. He's great.
He is chewing up every fucking scene.
Can we also just go back to his name being Cosmo Jarvis?
It's excellent.
That's a fucking cool
It's
name.
an excellent name. I have no notes on Cosmo Jarvis.
That's a fucking cool name.
So the movie then becomes sort of like a commentary on, prisons and their reformation, men in prisons, father figures, relationships between fathers and sons, and religion, I guess, in a way. And some relatively fucked up shit happens in this movie.
Well, it's a prison.
Prison
drama, it sounds like.
So,
and there's like this odd like subplot on like Guy Pearce's character having like gambling debts, and like he has to kill, like he has to like people have like hits out on each other, and like I didn't really.
It's they're gonna kill me unless I kill them. So you gotta kill this guy for me.
This other guy to kill this guy, and just everything gets set in motion, and then he's like on his like the tail end of his prison sentence, and he like leaves, and then there's like that extended like side quest where Guy Pearce goes to meet his son for the first time.
Yeah, and that goes terribly.
And it's the fucking rascal from
Rascal.
Yeah, I said rascal.
Yeah.
From that movie that we all know and love that James still hasn't seen. Fuck, it just escaped my goddamn thing.
Such a great movie.
Tommy Lee Jones with whale noises.
Oh my god.
Fucking Jenna Ortega. Oh my god. What is the film, dude? What is the film?
No.
It is the greatest film known to man.
No, it's not. It's fucking awful.
But what's it called?
It starts with an F.
Finest Kind.
Finest Kind.
That's
Fuck
it.
that movie.
The fucking main character in Finest Kind. It's that fucking rascal.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
That little weasel.
That weasel. I wanted to like this movie I wanted to like this movie more. It was just I didn't know where it was going. I felt like it was just a movie for Guy Pearce to.
Oh, Toby Wallace is his name.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna get there, but once you said it, I'm like, yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Guy Pearce is chewing up the scenery. Cosmo Jarvis is just doing like literally like summer axles around everybody. And like there's
summer axle.
Somersaults and a triple axel.
At the
same time.
There you go.
At the same time.
Cosmo.
He's just so fucking awesome in this movie. Like
he's got no penis in this movie. It's
he's got a little that little straw looking thing. I was just like, well, I wasn't expecting.
Fucked up, Dave.
I was
fucked up. No one can prepare you for that scene.
Yeah, there's a scene where he's getting the one guy's getting coached on how to turn on Cosmo Jarvis, and like the scene comes and like Cosmo is just like no, seriously no, and then the guy's like no, it's fine, and then he pulls down his pants, and then it's like this little straw thing and like just a stump, and we're like, well, I didn't expect that fucking to happen.
So it's
He's a eunuch?
basically, yeah, because like his character like raped and killed an 11-year-old when he was 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's in
Ugh.
prison basically for life. They're never letting
Oh,
him
and
out,
then
sort of
they-
thing. And I guess they castrated him
Yeah,
or
they
something,
did
or
something
probably
awful to him.
somebody in prison castrated him. So
Yeah.
that's where that's at.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it deals with this kind of like, I don't know, this kid just it doesn't, because he came from juvie into adult thing. He's looking for a father that he's never had, and he kind of finds it in two of the wrong places.
But his character was so like he was the worst part of the movie.
Absolutely.
Take him out and just give me Guy Pearce and Cosmo,
Yeah.
and like you got a better movie right off the bat.
Yeah. I didn't really care about what
No.
this kid was about.
I had no care about the kid. And by the time we got to the ending, I was just like, I really
sure.
don't give a shit about your arc.
I was like, sure.
Right?
I guess you exist. I guess you're the son that Guy Pearce wishes he had,
Yeah.
not the son that makes him smoke a crack pipe.
Yeah.
It was
decent. It was decent.
Yeah.
It was decent. Cosmo and Guy make it worth watching.
There's strong performances in it that make it worth your time, but it's not a huge recommend for me. It's fine.
Yeah.
It could be better, and I wanted it to be better than it was. There's things that it could have explored that it kind of left at the surface, and the whole bit about like fathers and sons kind of just beaten into you by the end of it, and you're just kind of like, yeah, I get it, but you didn't do enough even to sell this, like to make it have the impact that you want this ending to have. It's not there.
Okay.
So we are going to bring this home with a crowd pleaser of a film that three of us watched.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon Prime now.
It's on Amazon Prime. I'm talking about a film called Deep Cover.
Hell yeah.
And you're not talking about the
Not
film with
any of
Lawrence
the other
Fishburne.
deep covers that exist.
with Lawrence Fishburne and
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, we were talking about
Directed by Bill Duke.
Bill Duke.
Yeah, we were
this
talking about Tom Kingsley's
Deep cover.
written by Colin Trevorrow.
I saw that.
Row.
I saw that. Trevorrow and Connolly.
Connolly, yeah.
Simple premise.
Yeah.
A bunch of three improvised comedians get roped into going undercover for the police to expose a drug ring.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that Bryce Dallas Howard's character is
She's the
improv. The other, Orlando Bloom is a serious actor who wants to be taken seriously and can't make it in the business, who falls kind of into improv a little bit, but that man is like a method actor. And then there's
Nick
Muhammad, who is just he just wants to fit in somewhere.
Yeah.
So he tries improv, and that exists. And they get roped into working undercover for Sean Bean.
Sean Bean.
And it's not a I don't know if it's a spoiler or not because it's Sean Bean and he's in a movie. He's got to die.
True. It's true.
Yeah.
And
that's not really a spoiler.
Yeah.
And Patty
Constantine.
Patty Constantine's in it.
Constantine,
I
yeah.
fucking love Patty Constantine.
Yeah.
I do love
I'm watching him in Mobland right now, and I was just like, yes, I
Yeah.
fucking love Patty.
Yeah. So they
You forgot who else is in it.
Who did we
We
forget?
literally just talked about him recently.
Oh, we'll get there.
We'll
We'll
get there. Okay.
So anyway, so they fall into they're working for this undercover thing, and then they take their improv a little bit too far,
Yeah.
and then they're just kind of just criminals for a bit.
Yeah.
As they try to
Wrong
unravel
wrong
and-
place, wrong time.
Yeah.
kind of criminals.
Yeah,
And they trying to unravel this mystery on who this big drug lord is.
yeah.
Patty Constantine,
Constantine.
not Constantine.
Well, you
Yeah.
said Constantine. I was going off
Yeah.
your.
Sorry. Can we just talk who the drug lord's Ian McShane?
Yes, and it's great
with,
that it is.
fucking veneers,
Yeah.
nobody's
veneers for
business.
days.
He's the whitest teeth in the business right now. He's
He can't even close his fucking mouth.
He went into the dentist and like, give me the Joe Biden, and he got it.
The Jaban.
Jaban.
And Sonoya Mizuno is pretty good in it as well.
Yeah,
She's Patty's right hand, right?
yeah,
Yeah, Shosh.
yeah.
This movie was fucking stupid.
Eh.
But I laughed my balls off
Yeah.
during most of it.
I had fun.
It was entertaining.
I had fun.
Orlando Bloom is Roach.
Orlando Bloom knocks it out of the park.
I've missed Orlando Bloom.
Like, was he this good in that, what the cut, in the cut or whatever it's called?
He's very similar.
Okay.
Very similar.
Like, he gives the
like
same
grizzly,
level.
like grizzly, like, you know, like no nonsense kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Like, he's really giving her here.
Yeah.
Good for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. He's having you can tell he's having an absolute blast.
Yeah.
And I thought Nick Mohammed was.
And I
lovely.
loved
Nick
Nick Mohammed.
Yeah.
And even Bryce Dallas Howard, like she puts up
She's
her
fine.
own.
Yeah.
She has some good-
She has her own.
She has her
She
own.
holds
but,
her own,
but
but the
obviously
other two are
the other
better.
two are
Yes.
having but the other two are kind of better actors than her.
I don't
would
think
say.
Bryce Dallas Howard's that bad an actor.
Name one good movie and don't say The Help.
The Village.
Oh,
Dave,
She's good in The Village.
I guess she is good in the village.
What about Woman in the Water? Is that what it's called?
Lady in the
Lady
Water.
in the Water.
She's good in that.
Absolutely not. Anyways, Deep Cover, absolute blast watching it.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting much. I wasn't even expecting it to like it as much as I did.
Really violent.
It's super
Yeah.
violent.
It's like
It's something.
obscenely violent.
The fucking guy is just like he's gonna wake up, right? He's gonna wake
It's-
up. Nope,
God.
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
It's obscenely violent. It's
Yeah.
silly. It's really
It's
silly.
really silly.
It
the amount of
doesn't-
the amount of coke that Nick Mohammed has to do in the beginning. Jesus Christ!
He's trying to keep it together, and then he just starts going on a
Fucking Orlando
rampage.
Bloom just keeps fucking like pushing. What about the others? God damn it! It's like, how much coke is this man gonna do?
But
It's silly fun.
it's
Yeah.
harmless. It's a harmless. One.
Yeah.
It's pretty harmful, Tony. There's a lot of violence.
The movie is harmless, like to you.
Yeah.
There's
It's-
worse things you could be watching.
It's true. It's true. Like it's an entertaining streaming watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sit down, pop some popcorn, and just kind of enjoy and have a good laugh. I think. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Like you don't go in with like the best,
No,
the greatest
it's not
expectations.
great.
Highest expectations.
It's
But
just
it's
fun.
just it's a
Yeah.
silly, entertaining movie
Yeah.
that it's clearly very silly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a lot of fun.
It knows what it wants to be,
Yeah.
and it doesn't try and do anything
Exactly.
different.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, that pretty much wraps up Tribeca. There's just two movies that I just want to do quick shout outs to because I really enjoyed them.
Sure.
This movie called Toe
Yeah.
with Rose Byrne that is about an unhoused woman who was living in her car and she falls into unforeseen circumstances and she gets her car towed away, and it's about her
Right.
court battle to try and get her
Oh.
car back.
All right.
She's in it. She's very good. Octavia Spencer, Ariana DeBose, Demi Lovato, Dave's favorite actor, Simon Rex.
I love Simon
Nice.
Rex.
This one packed a punch, and it's
Yeah.
based on a true story. This did actually happen,
Wow.
and Rose Burns is absolutely incredible.
Wow.
Rose Byrne
Wow.
is absolutely incredible in it.
Cool.
If you do find the opportunity to see that movie, I'd strongly suggest you do.
Sure.
Can we rewind to you saying Ariana DeBose is in it and it's good?
I didn't say she was good. I
No,
said
but
the movie was
I
good.
know, but
Well, no, but that's
usually-
good for her because
that's
it's
good
been
for
a
her.
while.
It's
Yeah.
been quite some time since Ariana DeBose was in a movie that's good.
This is indie to the max, and I just also want to point out that Demi Lovato plays a singer, and she sings in the movie.
Sure.
Real stretch.
Real stretch. And then I wanted to do a quick shout out to my favorite film of the festival. It is
Oh.
called Bodyguard of Lies,
Okay.
which is basically a documentary about how the Americans and the American government, not the American governments, basically lied about the war in Afghanistan.
Oh, yeah. Well,
And I also found
Sounds
out
heartwarming.
it's super heartwarming.
Surprise!
And it does throughout it's about 90 minutes, and it does like a running total of from 2001 to 2021 of how much American lives were lost,
Yeah.
how much Afghani lives were lost,
Yeah.
and how much money that the
was
Americans
spent. Yeah.
So in that 20-year gap,
Yeah.
the Americans spent upwards of $1.1 quadrillion
Yeah.
on the war in Afghanistan.
It's not surprising.
I didn't even know quadrillion was a fucking number.
It is.
Sure enough, it is.
It's a lot of zeros.
A lot of fucking zeros.
Yeah.
Those totals are horrific.
Yeah.
And it does cross with some of the things that we saw in Last Ambassador.
Huh.
Remember that scene of the American plane taking off and them all on the plane?
Well, that was the conclusion to that. Yeah.
Guess what I saw again.
Yeah, you got to see that.
I got to see it again. This movie is absolutely horrific. It's horrifying. It's going to be on Paramount Plus. I strongly suggest that you guys watch it because it is a hell of a watch.
Yeah, that sounds like something I'd enjoy to watch.
It's it'll definitely get your blood racing, your blood pumping, and your heart racing.
And my blood boiling.
Blood boiling, yeah.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed it. I was fucking in it for the long haul, and I could not take my eyes off it. I don't think I blinked once watching it because I was just so fucking horrified.
Nice.
But it is definitely a necessary watch. Yeah, that is Bodyguard of Lies. My favorite of the festival.
Nice.
And
I love that.
Yeah. So that is a
wrap.
A wrap
on Tribeca.
On Tribeca. We're closing the book on Tribeca 2025. Thank you so much, Tribeca, for inviting us back. We definitely love this festival. I'm kind of having a little soft spot in my heart for the Tribeca Film Festival.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm loving the movies that are there.
Yeah.
They're unlike anything that we've seen.
And also, the most supportive with watching availability, like putting out an entire app that just sits on my Apple TV is Chef's Kiss.
Caliente.
Amazing.
It's so nice to just log into a platform and just have everything at my fingertips and exact times that things are going to drop and be available.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love it.
It's great.
Big ups to the PR teams that provided us with a couple of these films.
Absolutely, yeah. Very much appreciated as always.
Mhm.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, until next time, we will hopefully be visiting Tribeca next year.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
That'd be
Dave, you got us a new blue?
I do.
All right.
cute.
What did that boy buy? It's Dave's Blue Blues.
What did that boy buy?
It's Dave's New Blues.
Yeah.
I got in the new limited edition Second Sight version of The Nice Guys, which stars Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling.
I'm
directed
jelly.
by Shane Black.
Yeah.
From 2016. It is a absolute banger. If you have not seen The Nice Guys, you owe it to yourselves to watch The Nice Guys immediately because it's so fucking good.
Grown on me over the years.
It's so good.
I don't know that I
great.
loved it in 2016, but I love and adore the movie now.
I would say that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. It's not. I like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang more.
Yeah.
And I hope Second Sight does Kiss Kiss Bang Bang next, which turned 20 this year. Oh my
Crazy.
God. But I, you know where Kiss Kiss Bang Bang premiered?
TIFF?
TIFF.
To be at that premiere.
So, yeah, The Nice Guys. If you haven't seen it, it's about a PI and an enforcer.
Yeah.
Like a brutal enforcer, like
Yeah.
the
He's
hired
a-
muscle,
Hired muscle.
and they're
He's
trying.
he's a hired goon.
Yeah, and they're trying to get to the bottom of trying to find a congresswoman's daughter
Mhm.
and what she's kind of mixed up in.
Yeah.
And it goes to some wacky places. But trademark Shane Black just ace. Like the dialogue is aces. Ryan Gosling is fucking hilarious in this
so
movie.
good.
He's so great, and Russell Crowe is just he's having the time of his life. It's it's a whole lot of fun. And again, if you haven't seen it, you owe it to yourself. And God willing, we'll get a sequel or some sort of like bring them back together to do another kind of movie like this because they're so great together.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're so great together.
The setting's great. The decade that they picked is great. Like all of
70,
it just
the 70s
really
in
works.
LA.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of this to say, so Second Sight put out a 4K of this. There's the regular Blu-ray, the regular 4K, and then the limited edition that comes with all the essays, the art cards, 4K and Blu-ray.
Sure.
Since this is Second Sight, this is coming from the UK, so you have to import it.
Yeah.
Dave's a fancy boy sometimes, so he imported it. The 4K is region free, but the Blu-ray is region 2 or region B.
Whatever it is.
Region
yeah.
B,
Yeah.
sorry. Region B. So keep that in mind if you don't have a 4K. And if you don't, I don't know why you don't have a 4K player at this point. But it looks great. I compared it to my Blu-ray of The Nice Guys that came out in 2016.
Yeah.
And it's a lot sharper, a lot brighter, a lot more detailed. Like, it's not a bad Blu-ray to start with, but the 4K blows it out of the water.
Yeah.
And the features on it are incredible. There's an audio commentary with Shane Black and his co-writer, who his name is escaping me right now, as well as multiple different docs and interview pieces. I watched a visual essay about Shane Black's buddy comedies, which I thought was great and really well done. And it includes the old features from the Blu-ray as well. So it's just a great package.
Anthony Bagarozzi.
That's him. And if you like The Nice Guys, you should definitely pick it up. Whether you get just like the regular 4K or the limited edition, which I'm sure is going to go out of print very soon. James knows I love my essays, so I live for my essays.
Absolutely.
Totally worth it.
Might have to pick this one up.
Yes, you definitely should, because it's awesome. And like I said, fingers crossed the second sight does Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, because I would love to own that. And I really think Second Sight is just great all-around company. I'm glad I got onto them.
Yeah.
So
new boutique unlocked.
Yeah. Well, they've been around for a bit.
Well, but still. For you.
I have more than I like to admit.
Yeah.
But
they need a sale, man.
Yeah.
I would love another sale. I
only got 2. I would like to up my Second Sight.
I have none.
What did I get on this? There was a sale they did. What did I get? Werewolves.
Oh, Dog Soldiers?
Dog Soldiers. Have you seen Dog Soldiers?
No.
That movie's the tits.
All right.
It's fucking wild.
All right.
I got Possessor and Crimes of the Future.
I have
Possessor. Man, I love Possessor.
And I have a lot of other stuff, but there's quite a bit that I want to get from them. They just did Talk to Me that I want to get.
Ooh, yeah, I would be into Talk to Me for sure.
They're doing Florida Project.
Nice.
Which I would like.
Nice.
So, but yeah, that's The Nice Guys.
Love that.
My new blue.
Great.
All right.
Thanks, Dave.
You're very welcome.
This has been a fun episode, everyone.
Yeah. I had a good time.
Yeah, me too. Thanks to Tribeca. Thanks to you both for doing this with me. Thanks to all of you at home for sticking around and listening to all of us. Chat about a whole bunch of movies to put on your radar list.
Mm-hmm.
Add to your watch list on Letterboxd. And keep an eye out on them as they come out.
Yes,
hopefully at some point later on this year.
Well,
I hope anyway.
Sincerely hope.
Crossed, yeah.
I sincerely hope.
Well, Deep Cover you can watch now.
Yeah, Deep Cover you can watch now.
The rest I can't help you with yet. We'll be back in a couple weeks. A regular scheduled time, a regular scheduled programming, and till then, I will remain Jimmy, and I'll always be here with
Big T Tony B
and
Super Sore Dave.
And we'll see you next time. Dave will get a massage, but
I better.